Has anyone ever told you that if you go for a Moroccan Hammam, you are going to get naked? Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and I do videos sharing travel tips and fun things to do on holiday on a budget. In today's video, I will be sharing 5 interesting activities you can do while in Marrakech, including a Moroccan Hammam. Let's get right into the video. Number 1, explore the Medina. The Medina is also known as the old city of Marrakech. It is the heart of the city and it offers you this authentic experience with countless shops, traditional houses called riads, restaurants, and many of the historic sites. Walking for me is the best way to get around the Medina. Make sure you bring a lot of cash. If you plan on shopping in the Medina, one thing you need to remember is to always haggle. Do not just pay the price you're asked to. If someone tells you something is 100 dirham, haggle with them and you might end up paying 60 or 70 dirhams. That is a very normal thing over there. While we were out there, it was very hot, and having 2 very young children with me, we opted for a horse carriage ride to finish off our Medina tour after walking for a bit. The ride cost us 200 dirhams, which is about 18 pounds at the time of conversion. It was a 2-hour tour with the guide showing us all the beautiful spots, and he will stop for us to come down if we were interested in seeing more about something and we wanted to take more pictures, and then we can explore before we carried on. He was really lovely and made the tour very enjoyable. So he also stopped by to show me how argan oil was being made, which was quite fascinating as that's something I use. And I also bought some which I brought back home with me. One thing to note is that these guides will take you to shops where they get commission for sales. That is not a problem as that's business, but do not feel obliged to buy if you don't find something you're interested in. Another thing to note is do not book the horse carriage experience online or at the hotels. It will work out to be more expensive. Once you get to Medina, you see all of the horse carriages packed on the street with the owners. You can just walk up to them and agree a price. Number 2, the desert safari. This was literally the highlight of my trip. So we opted and visited the Agafay Desert, which is located about 30 kilometers in the south of Marrakech. So it took us just under an hour to get there by car, and this was very convenient for us as we have very young children, which we wanted them to be part of the whole experience, but we didn't want it to be overwhelming. So it was quite a unique experience, just looking at how large the landscape was, but yet so peaceful and quiet away from the noisy city. We had amazing views of the Atlas Mountain. It was quite fascinating to think how hot it was where we were standing, but you could see the snow on the Atlas Mountain. So our tour started off with a welcoming tea and an overview of the desert. Then we set off for our first activity, which was a 40-minute camel ride. We really enjoyed it, especially the kids. Just being on that camel's back, riding on and enjoying the views and just being amazed at how strong the legs of the camel. Once that was over, we had a little break to grab some snacks and water. We then set off for our second activity, which was the quad bike riding. This was an excellent way to get along the hills and the landscape and just explore the terrain. I was on my bike with my 4-year-old daughter, who was so fascinated. She literally did not stop talking, and she kept asking me to drive even faster. Once we were back to the camp where we were at, it was now time for dinner and some evening entertainment. We had a 4-course meal. We started off with some bread and some soup. Then we had something else, I can't remember what the name was. Then we had our main meal, which was couscous and meatballs with some vegetables. We then had our desserts, and we finished this off with the Moroccan mint tea, which is my favorite. Then there was entertainment all through, in between activities and going up to the restaurant for dinner, with people dancing and singing. So we really enjoyed the whole experience. After dinner, we had a belly dancer and some traditional dancers who came into the restaurant and was showing us the display. It was quite engaging as we all took turns to dance with them and try out their instruments. Our tour ended at about 10 p.m. when we took our ride back to our hotel. It was a day well spent creating memories as a family. Let's talk about the cost. Our tour cost us about 1,500 dirhams, which that was about 120 pounds converted at that time. Very good value for money, and that worked out to be £60 per person, as kids did not pay, which is a win-win. We had seen this same tour advertised at our hotel for 1,800 dirham. But as I mentioned in my last video, go to the city center, talk to the locals, book your tour, and you will get a better rate. If you've not watched my last video, which was about the things you need to know before you go to Marrakech, I will put a link in the description box below so you can have a look. Number 3, Majorelle Gardens. Guys, this garden is a good escape from the busy city streets after you've been exploring for a while. You can just go in there and enjoy nature at its finest and soak it all in. So Marrakech is quite famous for its world-renowned gardens, which is why it's also called the Garden City. This particular garden has a very colorful villa, which is now a favorite Instagram spot where a lot of photos are taken. I really love flowers and nature, so this was a very good experience for myself and my family. It cost us 130 dirhams to get in as a family, which is about 11 pounds. And also they have a museum in there, which you have to pay extra if you would like to go into the museum. Number 4, Koutoubia Mosque. This is the largest mosque in Marrakech, and it is located in Medina. It is a very tall building, so it is very easy to spot from a distance. You can also use this as a landmark while you go around Marrakech, so you know where to come back to in case you get lost. It is a very beautiful building with so much history in it, and a lot of other prominent buildings got their inspiration from this mosque. Just outside the mosque, there is a beautiful large garden plaza which just takes your breath away. Who goes to Marrakech and does not visit this mosque? Definitely not me. And it is free for all visitors. And now to the last one, number 5. You cannot leave Marrakech without trying a Moroccan Hammam. This has always been on my bucket list, and what a better place to tick this off than in Morocco. The whole experience happens between 3 rooms. A warm waiting room with a plunge pool, and then you have the warm stone treatment room where the bath itself takes place. and then a cold relaxation room. Guys, this was an experience. No one told me I was going to get naked. After my hammam, I went for a good swim in the warm pool. The whole experience cost 250 dirhams per person, which is about 23 to 25 pounds depending on exchange rate. After purifying my body with the hammam, I got on the plane and I returned home to England as a happy girl. There you go, guys. The 5 things I recommend you do while in Marrakech. If you have any more suggestions or very interesting things you've done while in Morocco, please drop them in the comment section below. I will see you on my next video, and please do not forget to like this video and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Do not forget to turn on notifications so you do not miss out on any of my videos. Thank you for watching.